So go back to one of those areas of that we talked about earlier, and I'd love to be able to hear physical health, personal life, key relationships, jobs, spiritual, finances, and business. And if you haven't written that down yet, I invite you to do so. What um, what would be a definition of success for you in one of those areas, Anita?
I have one. When I no longer depend upon my business for life, existence, housing, etc. When I can live my life without dependence on my business.
So when you can live your life without having to go to work, in other words.
Yes, I suppose I'm thinking of financial freedom, but that's success for me.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Anita. Ephraim, you were going to share with us?
Yeah, from a fitness standpoint, I will be, what fitness success would look like for me is to be well under 20% body fat. And well under 20% body fat and leave the six pack and actually get a six pack or start building it.
You got to trade a six pack for a six pack.
Yeah, even trade.
Yeah. How much? So what I heard you say appeared to be specific, but it seemed to be a little bit of a smokescreen, if I can call you on that. Let me ask you a question, if I may.
Shoot.
What I heard you say was well below 20%.
Correct. So I know I won't. I know I don't have the time commitment or dedication or finances right now to be under 10%. That would be like model ready. But under 20%, this is where I look good. I feel good, fit well in business and sport clothes and casual wear. And also my BMI would be much lower, lowering my risk for the adverse risk of COVID-19 at the moment. So, and by the way, it hit me, but luckily I don't have many health defects that could have extended that to even a greater ordeal. But yeah, so is that getting a little bit more specific? If I can maintain under 20% over a 12-month span, year by year, I would say that I'm in pretty much good physical health.
Yes. What I was hearing originally was some wiggle room. Well below is different than less than 20%. It's also it's also less. Now I'm not challenging you on this, right? But this is just, for a practical, because I also heard you say, well, if it's less than 10% and I don't have the capability to get there or the resources to get there today. All right. Well, the same thing for me. I don't have the capability or the resources to get to two of my businesses not depending on me today yet. That's still my definition. So does that mean
it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be a definition. Yeah. Okay. So so then chart me up. 7% body fat. Year round.
Great. So then if that's what your level of success is, right? Then it's not like, how do I get to 7% today? It's like, how do I get to 19% today? And then how do I get to 18% 3 months from now? Right. And moving in that direction. And then you could actually even redefine your level, your definition of success, which could be that I consistently move from where I'm at to where I intend to be at 7% through time. And now that doesn't have to be your definition of success, right? It just sort of, that struck me right there, where that could be another way where you could have success today and still maintain that 7% as a benchmark.
I'm with you.
Yeah, if it resonates with you, right? And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. This is you, not me. All right, cool. What else in these 7 areas would you define as your definition of success in any of these 7 areas, or in any area that's not that I didn't list here? It could be something else that's important to you that's not important or as important to me.
So with personal life, I would define it as 1, having one again, because right now it's all business. 2 is to be able to plan a vacation and execute the vacation, and that on a whim.
Okay, so for you in your personal life, it would be able to have the power to on a whim plan a vacation and take a vacation, like whenever you want. Okay.
Yep.
And help us with so the first piece of that, I skipped past that intentionally, right? Because I wanted to get back to it, which is to have a personal life, because right now my life is all business. How would you know if that was true? I can see how the second one, the vacation, I know how we can define if that's true. How would you know if you had a personal life or not?
When I could put the laptop down, put the computer, or walk away from the phone and not worry about, do I have a buyer that's waiting for me to call, or do I have a seller that's waiting that needs me to call?
Okay.
Right, because right now
Yeah.
I'm hunting. I'm a lion hunting, and until I start making some massive momentum, right, I'm going to continuously hunt.
Okay. So there's power in that. So your definition is that I'm no longer chained to my phone or my computer because I'm worried that I'm going to miss a lead, basically.
Yep.
Great. So now that you know that, now that's what I'm going to encourage for you to work towards. Okay. And the way that you work towards that is going to be by leveraging systems and people. Okay. Without having clarity on exactly what it is, I'm talking to everybody without having a clarity of exactly what it is, when you're general, it's harder for you to move in that direction. Like personal life. For me, that means something different than not being attached to my phone or my computer. Okay. But now you've got clarity on it. Now you know what to do to move, or at least you know what you're moving towards. And now, as you can be more intentional, take the action to get you there. What else we got of these 7 areas of our life?
So Dan, if I can share, for me, I'd go with physical health this time. And for me, to be successful at my physical health starts with my diet. And I want to have a plant-based diet, like a fully plant-based diet, even starting now for the rest of my life. That's what I aim for.
Okay. Is that what you're aiming for, or is that what you're going to do? And if you don't want to answer that question, don't.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you guys, my daughter had said to me that she wanted to be a vegan. And this was about 2 years ago. She's 10 years old now. And I said, okay, honey, I'll do that. And so we both stopped eating meat. Like I'll still cream and cheese and all that. I'm fine with that, right? No meat. Okay. And this is coming from like, I'm a meat eater my entire life. Like, give me a rack of ribs and I'm all about that, right? Well, one day, about 4 months after we both decided to do this, I get this phone call from Maggie, my daughter. And she says, Dad, I said, yes, honey. She says, I don't want to be a vegetarian anymore. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm good with that, sweetie. No worries. She says, okay, bye. What was that? So she comes home later, and she got a bag of Chick-fil-A. And I look at her, I said, where were you when you made that phone call to me? I was in line, Dada. I said, yeah, I thought so. So that's my vegetarian story with my daughter. So, anyways,
I think my struggle then is social gatherings.
okay,
It's not, let's say, personally, like at home, and I personally can choose what I eat, but it's when I'm with other people. Okay, I mean, granted, it's COVID now, you don't really do that as much, but it's like when you go to when a family invites you over, or when you are at a social gathering, like what do you do? That's like, I can't just be the guy just chewing on the broccolis and just the carrots and things like that. I just, I have to plan better for that kind of thing.
Juanita, you want to share something?
I did. I just wanted to say I have similar dietary, I won't say restrictions, a lifestyle. I do a couple of things. I either eat before I leave, or I'll take a dish, something that I can eat when I get there, and eat that and invite others to eat it. So that way you aren't obligated to eat what they've brought, but they're happy to eat what you brought. I will just say that I'm carnivore. I'm the opposite of you. And so that's my issue as well.
I was for years. I think, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to share mine from the 7. And for me, it's one I wanted to share was key relationships. And what success and like what that looks like for me is just to find like experts on relevant subject matter that I can trust, people who can support me, just kind of finding a mentor who can treat me like a champion, as well as somebody who's a critical thinker who can push me in blind spots. And I wanted to share with the group. I know I continue to hear fitness as like a reoccurring theme, and like with developing key relationships, I actually recently just joined like a team of fitness people, of people who are all like-minded individuals, and they're called is One Up Fitness. And so I wanted to share that with everybody because it sounds like that's something that everybody's interested in too. I just recently started following them on Instagram and recently decided to commit myself to a fitness challenge. So if anybody's interested, One Up Fitness is a community that has been great so far for me.
One Up Fitness, and that's available on Instagram, and I'm sure they probably have a Facebook group.
They do. It's available on. One second, okay. So it's a group that is on Instagram, and you can join them on Facebook. But in order to be a part of the group on Facebook, you have to choose to be a part of the fitness challenge. It's totally free to join, and you can potentially earn $10,000 if you win the challenge. So the other point I wanted to make too, when Ephraim said he doesn't have the money to do it, he can be paid to get to the fitness goals that he wants to be. So it just depends upon if you're looking at it as a challenge or an opportunity. So it's available. So I just wanted to share that.
That's a way to reframe that for sure.